Hi everyone, it's Wanda with the Armchair Cat Advocate. It is hot today. It's really hot. We have a heat advisory. I think it's running till Wednesday. So I'm sitting in the air conditioning in my living room. Maleficent is beside me sleeping. And I came on here. I thought, why not? Let's do a quick live. I can't stay a long time. I'm planning like maybe to cut this off at like an hour and a half. But I did want to come on here and I wanted to talk a little bit about the channel and what's happening and the direction that Kayla and I are talking about taking it since the debacle with the rescue. So let's start. First of all, the channel's not going anywhere. The channel's definitely going to stay here. We're not going to shut it down or anything like that. But, I do want to make some changes. And with Chaplin now at PetSmart, hopefully he will be adopted today or very soon. And that's, that remains to be seen. I don't know if he'll come back or not. So let's hope that, he gets adopted and he's able to move on. So anyway, talking about the channel, when I started this channel, and I really feel like at some point I need to do a reintroduction. And hello, whoever is watching, I hope you're friendly. I hope you're not the person who has been causing so many problems or one of them, because if you are, you can leave now. Okay. So sorry, folks, we've had major issues. I will talk a little bit about that, but not much because I'm not giving deranged people any more energy than needed. So the whole thing with the, and I will check my phone every so often because I do have an Instacart coming at some point and I do need to keep an eye on that. So again, I want to keep this to like an hour and a half, 2 max maybe. So here we are. This channel started out as a channel for advocacy and education around primarily cats, but also other animals. The other piece of that was to not only look at issues that impact cats, but also issues that impact the people who care for them. So it was actually merging or integrating animal welfare and human services, and then talking about how so many social justice issues are overarching both of those or both of those entities. I know that's a lot, but basically, the whole idea was to look at things like how does things like different policies like no kill shelters. Let's just use that for example. How does a shelter that was previously open admission that is now limited admission or no kill, how does that impact people in the community, specifically, the poor, more poor, vulnerable, marginalized people? And in turn, how does that impact the way that they can care for their cats? So that's what I mean when I'm talking about like how policies, issues impact people and then impacts the animals, or vice versa. Something could impact an animal and then impact people. Like, there could be health issues with animals, like distemper or rabies or something like that. That is now because so many shelters will not take stray cats. So now you have an influx of cats in an area that's maybe a poor area, and the cats are having health issues that could negatively impact the people. So it all works together. So that was kind of the idea of the original channel. The original idea of the channel was this was going to be a more serious channel. This was going to be, I wanted to do interviews. I wanted to talk to experts. I wanted to get information for folks. Also wanted to help with maybe a community fund or something where people who are managing colonies, if they are struggling financially to get the cats spayed and neutered, or even affording food, maybe we could help with that. Um, if you are someone like my former upstairs neighbor who had a unit waiting for her, but because her dog wasn't vaccinated, she wasn't able to immediately access that unit. That kind of thing. Like, do you need a rabies? Does your dog or cat need a rabies shot in order for you to access housing? Those are the kind of things that I wanted to do with this channel. And actually, this channel was supposed to be part of a bigger nonprofit organization that I wanted to start, which was going to essentially have essentially the whole idea of that nonprofit was integrated case management. So helping people and pets. And I don't know, somewhere we took a hard left and got way off track. And so kind of here we are. This channel was not supposed to be like a rescue, foster, colony channel. It was supposed to be more of an educational and advocacy channel. And that's what I want to get back to. I have no plans to foster anytime soon. I have had my fill of fostering the last few months. It is incredibly time consuming. It's labor intensive if it's all done right. And of course, then you have to deal with the morons that always come in and start crap. And because there has been one particular moron causing a lot of problems over the last few months, I'm really done with it. I'm not planning on working with any rescue ever again on this channel. I may possibly give a shout out to a rescue if I really research it and find that it's a good rescue. But for the most part, I'm not going to be giving any kind of what's the word? Not credibility. I'm just not going to be, telling people this is a good rescue or this is a good rescue, or I'm not going to be recommending. That's the word. I'm not going to be. It's hot. I'm tired. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to be recommending specific rescues. Learn my lesson on that one. Also, I think there needs to be more of calling out of, animal abuse, animal neglect, looking at maybe different channels, doing some reactions to channels that are obviously not doing a good job or are using animals and exploiting them for clicks and views. That kind of thing I'm looking into as well. There's Hi, Tiger Woman. Also looking at things like I would like to do more of consulting with people, helping people if they have behavioral issues with their cats. I mean, we do have Kayla. She has over 16 years of experience. She's very knowledgeable, and she has helped some of our community members already with issues that they've had with their cats and behavioral issues. So those are some of the things that I want to do. I just want to do more of that. And I will still talk about the colony. I will still advocate heavily for the outdoor cats, for the stray cats, and policy around that, changing that. We have Tiger Woman. We have a heat advisory until I think Wednesday. It's nasty. Yeah, it's probably around 100 out there now. So it's really not, it's not good. Um, So I have the air going for myself and the kitties, and I can't do much for the cats outside other than make sure that they continue to have fresh water. But yeah, it's bad. And I think it's kind of across the country, it's bad too. So those are some of the things that I want to do. You know, I want to involve Kayla more. I mean, as much as Kayla's able to, because I know Kayla has a lot on her plate. But it really is something that I do want to talk more about. The other thing I want to do more about too is actually dealing or talking more about the human animal bond and how important that is. Um, you know, I've gotten a lot of flack from certain people saying that I was bullying other content creators, or that I'm when I talk about harassment, stalking, DV, that I'm doing it just to exploit the people that are actual survivors slash victims. None of that is true. And I'm going to explain something to everyone right now. I have been in the advocacy world a very long time. I've been doing this a very long time. Like, I started doing advocacy when I was a kid, actually, at a very low level. Yeah, Rogue's actually laying out in the balcony right now, but he's shaded. So, I'm going to check him. I'm going to check him and see. I don't know where Abra is. She went out. She didn't come back last night, so I don't know where she's at. And I haven't seen Tora either. I guess they're just somewhere cool. I mean, I think now that Chaplin is gone, Abra, because Abra didn't like being in here with Chaplin. She would hiss at him and growl at him. Tora didn't like being in here with Chaplin. Rogue didn't like, they just, having a foster cat in here just upset everything. So, it's a small space. Cats are territorial. Bringing one in is not always easy. Again, he wasn't supposed to be here this long. He was supposed to be gone like a week or so ago. But that didn't happen because someone thought it would be funny to contact the rescue and cause a lot of drama and chaos, and then come out with a post just saying that, oh, I didn't really mean it. It was just kind of like, gee, it was just a joke. Haha. Hi, sweet Scorpio. How are you doing? Well, no, he Chaplin was neutered when he came in here. He was neutered because Kayla had him and he had ringworm, so she treated him initially. Then they got him neutered and then they brought him back, but he had been just really recently neutered, so it takes a while for the hormones and stuff to go down, to decrease. So I think maybe that's part of I'm sure that's part of it. But so the foster thing is great, and I don't mind doing it, but it's a lot, and I really don't have the right kind of space to do it. So it's kind of hard. And then also with the other cats, and there's always the personality differences. And so I'm thinking with the fostering, if we trap a cat that's very friendly, hi catitude, it's okay. I'm not going to be on here this long anyway. I think it's something like that, Tiger Woman. Yeah, it takes about 2 weeks before it's safe for males to be around females if they are also not fixed. Yeah, it does take a while, because they can get females pregnant up until a certain point afterwards, because they still have. I have to be careful how I say this on YouTube. It's educational YouTube in the context of education. There's kind of a reserve of sperm. So and it's um and it's still potent, so to speak. So yeah, they can definitely get a female pregnant if if they're introduced too quickly. But um it's, the kittens were a special case because they probably would have not survived if I hadn't brought them in. Yeah, exactly. um the and then Chaplin, of course, he was part of the TNR and very friendly, and I knew he was friendly from the beginning, so that worked out well for him. But I think probably that's just going to um, we're going to just it'll just be like special cases like that. The other thing is, we have not heard anything about Lucy, so at this point, um, we're assuming that she's not going to come back. And I've been struggling with that. So I'm not going to talk too much about that because it's very raw, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how to handle this because I don't know for sure. I'm probably going to wait until the beginning of next month and see if she does return, because she had a very, very bad infection. She had an infection in her mouth. She had, I think it was going through her body. She's also an older cat, and she's very spicy. So it wasn't like I could just pick her up and look at her. She would let me pet her. She would let me brush her. She would let me do things to a point, but no, picking her up was not on the bingo card for her. Not at all. Um, so there's that, dealing with that. And, just looking at the big picture here of the channel, I have been talking to some different organizations and looking for maybe doing some collabs, maybe doing some interviews, um, potential topics. There is one there is one topic that I do want to talk about. There is one something that's going on, and it kind of pertains to it it kind of pertains to what is going on in YouTube in general on the platform, and the fact that YouTube really needs to get their shit together as far as the harassment, the bullying, the animal abuse. A lot of stuff goes on that. No, I don't think so, Catitude. I just thought I would come on here and for about an hour or so and just talk a little bit about the channel, because I know I haven't talked a whole lot about what's next now that Chaplin's moved on, and I'm really not looking to get any fosters in the near future unless there's another Chaplin case or a kitten case or something like that. I'm just kind of discussing what the direction that I want the channel to go, which is different than, because Catitude, you were here from the beginning. You know that this channel in the beginning was supposed to be about education and advocacy, and somehow it got into, cat Goral World. For those of you who know Goral World, I won't explain the reference. If you get it, you get it. It was never supposed to be cat drama. It was never supposed to be any drama. I'm tired of dealing with it. I'm not dealing with it anymore. I have another channel that's dealing with it. Catitude, you might want to check that out. I put a couple of things up. I'm waiting for. I have to wait like 24 hours before I can live stream, but I am going to live stream on that channel as well. And I'm using that channel. So for those of you, just briefly, again, I don't want to get into this right now because I don't want to give a certain person energy. Oh, wow. Tiger Woman says, yeah, channel I watched got age restricted because he spoke about a channel that was animal abuse. Of course, the animal abuse channel gets away with it and not. Yeah, exactly. They do. There is a young guy. I think he was still in college or he was just graduating college, but his thing was turtles. I can't remember the channel's name. If I could remember it, I'd tell you, because it's a really good channel. But he did education and advocacy around turtles, and he was really, really good. And he did a whole series of videos on, there was this weird thing, that was this weird trend that was going on, and it was mainly like Far East Asian countries that were doing this. And what they were doing is they were taking turtles and they were gluing barnacles to their shells and then scraping the barnacles off. Now, anyone who knows anything about turtles, their shell is very sensitive, and you can hurt them by like cutting their shell. That hurts. It's not like cutting our nails. We don't feel it if our nails get cut, but turtles do have. Okay, yeah, Catatouche, you know what I'm talking about. So they were actually gluing barnacles on these turtles, and they were doing like they were actually getting land turtles and putting them in a little pool of seawater and saying, this is a sea turtle. Well, it's obvious it wasn't a sea turtle, and it should never even had barnacles on it because it was on land. So they would scrape these barnacles off. It was hurting the turtles. So he went and did he did like a real massive campaign on his channel about this, and they did the same thing to him. They demonetized him. They age restricted it. I mean, it's insane. You know, I'm in this YouTube. YouTube has, okay, so for those of you, if anyone watching this, if you are a content creator and you really do have a channel that it's not just like a personal channel or a channel where you're just kind of posting things here and there, but if you're really like working hard on that channel to get it monetized and the whole 9 yards, YouTube has come out with a new program. It's called the Content Creators Program, I think. But anyway, it's by invitation. So you'll get this email, which you'll look at it and go, that's spam. and think, I don't want to even deal with this. But it really is, it's legit. And what it is it enables you have to apply. Just because you get the email doesn't mean you get in. You do have to apply. They give you, they have a form that you apply on, and you just kind of basically talk about, you just fill out your basic information. There's no information like social security numbers or anything like that. It's all just like your name, your channel's name, the channel link, and all that stuff. So once you if you are chosen to be in this program, they set you up with a community partner manager, which is a real live person. You actually can talk to this person. Now, you can't call them on the phone. It's through email. I think they used to reserve this program only for big-time content creators like Mr. Beast and other. I think they used to reserve it for people like that. But now I think they're starting to try to get the smaller content creators more engaged and give them more support, because they know that that's like their future. Because I think also because a lot of the older content creators have left or moved on. They've kind of retired. They've made their money and they're out of the game, which I don't blame them. But this community partner manager, if you have any problems, you can talk to them. They also have office hours, which they're going to have office hours this week. They have different sessions, and you can talk to different YouTube staff members that do things like, some people only do review community guidelines, and they might have a session with a YouTube lawyer or something like that. So I've been talking to my community partner manager about this, and I can tell you there are so many people in this program that have been bullied, that have been harassed, and it kind of comes down to, okay, YouTube, either, as my dad used to say, either shit or you get off the pot. So either you're going to enforce the community guidelines and you're going to enforce bullying. If somebody's bullying and harassing, and it's obvious that it's bullying and harassing. I mean, I have this person that's been not coming on the channel because she's hidden. She's not allowed on this channel. And, if I just hit somebody the other day causing a problem, I will get rid of you. I'm not playing anymore. I'm serious. I'm done with it. If you want to come on here, if you want to ask a legitimate question, I don't mind that. I really don't. I'm not the person that, if Tiger Woman or Catitude would say, hey, Wanda, why, I don't know, why do you let Rogue outside when it's hot? Something like that. I don't know. That's kind of, that's being a neglectful pet parent, letting him outside in the heat. Okay. I will talk to you about that. I'm not going to go, you're done, you're blocked, you're banned. I'm not going to get start going off and telling you to report me to whoever and blah 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 blah. How dare you question me? How dare you question me? I'm the queen bee here. I know it all. No, I'll just tell you, okay. He's outside because he lived outside. He knows how to handle himself. He's on the balcony. It's shady. He has water, and I check him periodically. So it's not like he's just out there and I forget about him. He's checked on. If it's really, really bad, like I didn't let him out last night because it was just miserable and he was having a fit and he was laying on me. He was hissing at me. I'm like, no, you're not going out. So, that's one thing. But when people come on your channel and they start causing problems or a content creator solicits and recruits their subscribers to go after a channel, that's not okay. And YouTube really needs to do something about that. They really need to do something about that because I swear some of these YouTube channels, as far as I'm concerned, they actually fit the definition of a cult. They truly do. They have their people are so loyal that they ignore the facts. You could show them any fact and they would be like, well, that didn't happen. I mean, you could show an arrest report from years ago where somebody unalived somebody else and they'll argue with you about it. That never happened. You made that up. It's like, no, that person that you think is so wonderful, that you idolize, that person's not a good person. And they still won't believe you. A silly rogue. Be nice to your mama even if she doesn't let you out and get mad. Yes, he's bad. He's mad at you for peeing on everything. Oh yeah, he sprays. Yeah, they have them all brainwashed. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not gonna name the content creator because I want to wait until we do a live. I'm going to do a live stream on this person. Now, this is something that other other reaction channels have done a lot on this person, but they did something so egregious surrounding cats, and the whole drama is still playing out. So I'm kind of waiting to it calms down a little bit, and then I want to actually do this. Sorry, I was getting spraying and peeing mixed up. Yeah. It's still annoying, Tiger Woman. It is. It's like, okay. Side note. My friend was keeping two of my we had construction. I'm in an apartment. We had construction last year. I had to pull the air conditioners out, and I really had no place to store them in my apartment. So my friend said she'd keep them in her garage. So I texted her the other day and I said, can you please bring them over soon because we're going to have this heat wave. So she and her husband brought them over on Friday. Well, I put up the one now. I have one here. I have one in my bedroom. I have one in my living room, and I have one that I need to put in my back room. But I have fibromyalgia. I'm in chronic pain. I have chronic fatigue. And, putting in one air conditioner a day is enough for me. So I left the other one out on the balcony because it wasn't supposed to rain, covered it with a trash bag. I went out to, I don't know, I went out in the balcony for something, and Maleficent comes running out, and she goes right over to the air conditioner, and I see her like sniffing. I look down, pee all over the trash bag. I'm like, glad I put the trash bag on because I know who did that. I know exactly who did that. Oh yeah, he's the man. He thinks he's the man. He will, yeah. When Chaplin was in here, I was actually covering. I had this little rolly table thing in my kitchen, and I actually covered it because he would spray it, and then it would get all over my cleaning bottles, and I'd have to get everything out, and it was yeah, he's bad. He's just like, and he's neutered. It's a behavioral thing. It's a stress and behavioral thing. And there's, the when he's in here and there's no other cats, he's okay. Tora comes in here, he does the same thing. And though he's dominant to Tora backs down. So I don't know, but he is he's bad. He's bad. But I would not, I would never get rid of him because of that. There's workarounds. There's always workarounds, and I would never, I would I would never rehome him just because of that. So, but I don't even know what I was saying beforehand. But anyway, yeah. So I wanted to do females can spray. Yeah, they can spray. It's not as they don't do it as much, but they can. Mine don't. I've never seen any of my females spray, but they can spray. Yeah. Yeah, females can be pretty dominant actually. I mean, Abra doesn't spray, but she's dominant. I mean, she comes in here and she's like, this is her property. She gets that from her mom. That's how Lucy was or is. I don't know what to say, folks. I'm trying to find a definitive answer on whether or not Lucy's coming back, but I'm not sure. We're not getting very far with that. So, but as far as the channel is concerned, I mean, I think I already talked to Kayla about this, so I will tell everyone one of the things that we want to do is we want to do live streams where we open it up to you, and any questions that you have, Kayla will be happy to answer them. You have cat behavioral issues. Now, I will say she's not a vet, so she can't answer medical issues, but she can, behavioral stuff she can definitely address. So, we'll have to kind of just play it by ear depending how the questions are asked and answer them appropriately because, she's not a vet. She doesn't pretend to be a vet, but she does. I asked her if she'd be willing to do something like that. And she said, yeah, she would be willing to do that. So I thought we could do something like that. I do have the, here. I do have the book here, Not Without My Pet. And there were a couple of you that, exactly. I have heard there was a couple of people that, not too many people commented, but the couple of people that did comment said that they thought this could be an interesting little experiment. So, I think also, I know some people like to use live streams as podcasts and even videos as podcasts. They prefer not to have a lot of graphics and things. They would prefer just to hear talking heads, because that way they don't have to be in the same room. They can go in another room and clean or cook or whatever they want to do and not have to pay a lot of attention to what's happening on the screen. So I think that's another thing that probably would be a good selling point to do a book thing. As I thought we could do this. The other book that I thought, I don't have it, but I thought maybe I could get Raven's book, Shelley from I Am Raven, and read Raven story. I think that would be that could maybe we could maybe do that one. I mean, there's quite a few books. I like I like longer Tiger Woman. I like longer videos, and like I like ones too that I don't have to like watch. It's okay if there's a couple of graphics, but if it's something like there's a lot of if it's like like a movie review video where they're doing a lot of movie they're doing reviews like there's a guy that does that, and I can't think. Ghost Pirate Entertainment, Kanan Becker, I think his last name's Becker. um he's really cool. I like him, and he does really good videos, but he'll show clips from the movie, so you have to kind of watch his videos, whereas other videos you can just listen to people talk. um Catitude. Yes, I want to get that Raven book. Yeah, they have it on Amazon. It's not that expensive. So I was thinking of gaining anyway. And I thought, well, that might be one that, because I don't think there's anything, I don't know. I don't think there's any like copyright thing, because people read books they read newspapers and they read books and stuff. So I don't think that's really an issue. Not like you're showing a whole video or stuff like that. I only look at the video is when I am clicking skip for ads. Yeah. So I thought we would, because I think this was really what this channel was supposed to be about. This channel was supposed to be about the honoring the animal human bond, or the human animal bond, dealing with social issues, being a welcoming space for people. It wasn't supposed to devolve into drama and she said, and crazy people coming over and saying dumb shit that, isn't true. Yes, there's actually book review channels I watch. Yeah. And that's not what this channel was supposed to be about, And it's unfortunate that we do have some incredibly unhinged people on this platform. I really think it brings them out because it's anonymous. They're behind the keyboard. They can say whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. And I think probably a lot of them don't have much control in their real life. They don't have much power in their real life. And it's just like, they get, and they just trip. They can come on here. They can bully somebody. They really don't get there's no punishment really for it, because, you report to YouTube to the cows come home, and YouTube really doesn't give a shit. That's what I see. And I hear this from a lot of other people. I mean, I heard from an Asian content creator who was at one of the presentations for this community. He's part of the community partner program as well. And he was telling me how he was getting racist crap spewed at him. They don't do anything. I mean, it's a shame. Because same thing with him. He said he feels like he would be much further along if he didn't have to deal with the hate. Yeah, and I agree. If you don't have to, because it does take your time. It takes your time. It takes your energy. And then when you have someone that's so entitled that they actually will create a post kind of basically saying, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, why are you so upset? It was just a joke. I was just punking you. Yeah. It wasn't a big deal. No, that was cute. Cute. Really cute. Yeah, they do. They need to start, what they need to do is start demonetizing people for like 3 months. They don't even have to take the platform down. Just take away their power to earn. Take away and everything, strip everything. Like, you don't do memberships. You don't have ads. You don't get gifts. And I mean, you don't get gifts. You aren't even allowed to put an Amazon up. You have to take your Amazon down, your PayPal down, your Venmo, whatever you have. You can't have anything. If we catch you earning any money off of this channel while you are sitting like I am right now, you get any money when you are representing YouTube, you're done. Your whole platform goes down. That would stop quick. I guarantee you. If you'd start telling people, I don't care, you can't make any money. No, you aren't allowed to have any, what do they call them? Sponsorships. You can't do sponsorships. You can't do collabs. You can't do any of that. Partnerships, nothing. Nada. Nothing. If we catch you doing anything, you're done. I mean, if you want to put like PayPal on your Facebook or something, you can do that. You can put an Amazon list on Facebook. You can do, on another platform, you can do it, but you can't do it here. I mean, if some of these channels with the way the culture, which is very cultish, a cultish culture, I could definitely see that. I could definitely see they would find a way to get money to their exalted leader. They would still find a way. No running to party or Twitch for money. Yeah. Yeah, they have to, I really think that's all they'd have to do. I mean, because YouTube could still make money off of them. Because YouTube's making money off of this channel. And I haven't clicked the button to get monetized. I mean, I qualify for it, but I just haven't done it. Because I'm still figuring things out. I'm not sure, I'm not sure exactly how I want to do the memberships, because all that money was going to go to that rescue, which that's not going to happen now. So now, we're back kind of at square one with what we're going to do with it. And, it would be nice to get to the point where I can, I could pay Kayla a wage. Also, YouTube should stop calling themselves kids friendly and stop going crazy if someone cusses, bleeds, or says the D word. Yeah. I agree with that. I had that Tiger Woman. I had that conversation. One of the sessions that I sat in on was about guidelines. And I asked that very question. I said, I really truly do. I do resent having to monitor my speech, because I'm somebody who, I'm living with a mental health issue. I'm living with a physical disability. I do take care of cats, and sometimes I get scratched, and sometimes I get bit. So sometimes there is blood. Sometimes there is, there's going to be days when saying you're going to say something, you're going to say a cuss word, or you're going to swear. And yeah, I mean, this isn't, if you are not specifically saying, because I'm not, look, I know there are some young people that subscribe to this channel. And I mean young, like young, like 11, 12. I know, because I've looked at their profiles, because I'm like, wait a minute, because I sometimes get, depending how you have the settings on your subscribe, on your, when you subscribe, it's either public or private. If you're public, then, yeah, if you're public, then you'll get I'll get an email saying blah, blah, subscribed. And, and I've gotten those emails, and I've looked and went, wait, that looks like a child, a very young child. So I look up the profile and it's like, ooh, and it's a child's channel, because YouTube, they turn comments off. Like, you can't comment on kids stuff. So all of that's in play, and I'm like, I don't know if this is the channel for you. I mean, yeah, some, like the shorts and stuff, but some of the other stuff, I really don't want them watching that. And your cat's mounting each other to show who's boss. Cough, 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 road, cough. He's more of a swatter though, Tiger. He's more like he'll go up to him and bam. But yeah, I think, but what the man said, what the guy said to me was, because I explained to him what was going on. He said, well, it kind of goes to sensationalism. So if you're showing a lot of the red stuff, then you'll probably get flagged. Like if I actually showed Chaplin like biting and chewing on my finger, and it was a whole big thing and it was splattering everywhere, that probably would have been a problem. But just him like giving me a quick nip, and then there's some red stuff, and then I cut away from it right away, that's not going to be a problem. And he also said that to do a lot of context, like talk about this is an educational channel, doing fostering. Sometimes the cats bite. That's what happened. I mean, Shelly had that. The woman on I Am Raven, she was bit by a cat. Twister likes the bites to show who is boss to our dog. Yeah, and some of them do. And some of them do have, like, it's a sensitivity thing. They have a petting sensitivity, or they are more dominant. So, it's just kind of, that's the way they are. Maleficent's laying beside me sleeping. So yeah, so look for some changes with the channel, because we are definitely going to start doing some different things. And animals can't talk, so bite. Yeah, animals can't talk, so bite or scratch or slap. Yeah, they have to get their point across some way. And if she's like Catitude, she's laying on her back right now, and she's let me see. I don't want to disturb her because she's actually sleeping. Her eyes are closed. But let me see once if I can. Let me see here. Oh, are you getting up now? Are you waking up? Are you waking up? Are you going to get up? Are you getting up? You want to get up and see Catitude? Okay, maybe I can get her up. You going to get up? Yeah, come here. Come here, little Stinky. Come here, little Stinky. Oh, just for a minute, baby. Here she is. Whoop. Oh, you got your toy stuck on you. Oh, it's okay. Just enter here. Just look. There you go. Can you look at the camera? She says, I just saw a toy. She has her little worm wand toy here. She has all her toys beside me, too. I don't know where her spring went to. She had a little bird that chirps. I don't know where that went either. She was playing fetch earlier. It's my baby. You go back over there? Yeah. Is she a worm? Oh, you want your worm? I don't know which one it is here. We have everything messed up here. Everything's tangled up. She has so many toys. They keep pulling this cover off of she pulls the cover off of this, okay? So she pulls this off, and then she goes like between the back of the couch and the cover and uses it like a tunnel. So that's why that's messed up. She is getting big. Yeah, she is getting big. And our toys are all tangled up here. We got a toy here. I don't know if this is this the right one. Maleficent. I think it is. Yeah. See, there's our worm. You want your worm? You want your worm? You want your worm? Here's your worm. You want the worm? You want the worm? You want the worm? There. See, we can move this down a little bit here. There we go. There. Get your worm? Are you going to go down? Here. Get it? You get your worm? Okay. You get your worm. She's chilling in the cool air. I just want to check something here. I ordered Instacart, and I'm just waiting to see if they started shopping yet. Let me check here. Where am I at here? I don't think they started yet. No. Okay. I should put that up there. So, yeah, Kayla is okay with doing the question and answer thing, and we do have some other things that I'm not going to bring it all out right now, but there are some other things that we're talking about, and like I said, there are some there's some things that there's some things that I'm really excited about, and I do want to talk about them, but honestly, I don't want to say anything right now because, for obvious reasons, there's still somebody who is stalking the channel, and I really don't need them to harass any other organizations that I'm working with. So I'm just going to keep that quiet. They did contact my landlord. And of course the rescue. And I'm sure that they're looking to do whatever else they can do. So yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, my landlord informed me when she came in for the inspection on Wednesday. I mean, she's not, she wasn't upset about it. She wasn't upset at me. And she said, it's confidentiality. No one, you can't call. But the fact that they found my landlord, that's kind of creepy. And this person lives like 3 hours away from me. So this is creepy. It's very creepy. Yeah, I mean, it is catitude. Yeah. I did send a picture of this person to the landlord, so they know. But they, I believe they called. Yeah, I guess they did call. I didn't ask. I'll have to find out if they called or they emailed. I think they called. I know they called the rescue because they were going to give. They were given their number. I think I'm pretty sure they called. They messaged and then they called the rescue. I think that's how it went. And they put up a post then talking about how it was no big deal. And then they took the post down because I guess, the deranged idiot figured out that, oh, no, I just confessed to stalking somebody. It's all right. Got a screenshot. We're all good. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to be really careful, of the organization and the organizations that I deal with. The first thing I do is I tell them about the situation so they're aware. But just think, I mean, and it's interesting that they put that post up too, because they said in that post something like, I've been very open about all of my personal things. That's not true. That's not true at all. I've never given my phone number out on this platform. I have never given my exact address out. Yes, I've talked about where I live. And I don't care. I live in York. I live in York, Pennsylvania. I don't, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, that's easy enough to find, but I've never given that out. I've never given out the name of my therapist. I've never given out the name of my doctor. I definitely never gave out the name of my landlord. So if they contacted my landlord, they did some research. Because I don't recall ever giving out the name of my landlord. Oh, I know, Tiger Woman. That's okay. I don't, when I asked what state you're in was because I was just, that's not, no, that's not, I don't have a problem with that because, I don't have a problem with people knowing what state I'm in or even the county. I'm in the city. I mean, I don't have a problem with that because, I talk about issues that impact us locally. So, um, and like the animal welfare laws and stuff. Well, one of them even looked up. One of them even looked up the. Oh, they know exactly where I am. I know they do, because one of them looked up the ordinance for this area. So they would have had to have known. They have to know where I live in order to find the ordinance that applies to me. Not hard to figure that out. So they know where I am, which is, I mean, again, none of this would be happening if a certain content creator had taken the higher road. And you know who I'm talking to. You'd taken the higher road and just let it go. I explained what happened. I have the receipts. I have the reports. Nothing detrimental happened, just as I said it wasn't going to happen, because I was assured by authorities that nothing detrimental was going to happen, and it didn't, and it hasn't. But yet you still persist. So I hold you accountable, and you know who you are, because you have encouraged this and you have praised this person, which is what this person wants. And now this person thinks they can do anything they want because they're emboldened. So I'm holding you squarely accountable. If anything happens, you're the one going to be held accountable. Just saying. So there are things in the works outside of, Oh, Shelly is, well, I don't know about the Tiny Kitten channel, but Shelly is, I don't know. Was it Shelly? I don't know. I know she's a vet tech. If you look her up, she does have her full name and everything, because she's written quite a few books. But she has a channel called I Am Raven. Is it I Am Raven Warrior or I Am Raven? And she lives in Turkey. She's from the UK, but she lives in Turkey with her husband and child, and she rescues animals, basically. And she's done a lot of stuff. Tiny Kitten channel. I've heard of that, for feral cats and kittens. There's a lot of cat channels on YouTube. There's a lot of them. And I mean, and I honestly think there's room for everybody. And that's the other reason why I'm wanting to get out of the, like, foster, colony, companion cat, kind of just general cat channel genre, and do something different, because nobody's really, that I can see, nobody's really doing what Kayla and I want to do. So, I mean, you'll still see cats. It's not going to be like we're not going to just stop talking about cats or showing cats. And I mean, I'll still definitely do videos on my cats, and because everybody's, I know there are people that are invested with different cats here. Um, we have Maleficent growing up. And I saw something here. You asked something about Masu, and I missed it. Let me see here. Have Masu ever been in your videos? I can't. Yes, Masu has been in videos. Masu is okay. So back in 2020, when I started all of this, Masu and his sister Zuki were two that were like born at the end of 2020. And at that point, I was exhausted. I had spent the whole summer trying to save kittens. I had friends that were helping me, and we were always trying to find different rescues. We went through a couple different rescues because we, like, the first one we worked with, that one turned out to be really bad. And then we got involved with one. Was it in Maryland? Yeah, there's one in Maryland we got involved with. So, I mean, we were kind of always looking for legitimate rescues, good rescues to help with these cats. And Masu's coming. He might come up behind here. He's coming up behind. Are you coming up behind here? Come on. Come here, bud. Here comes Masu. Come here. He's more shy. Let's see if I can get him. There he is. Here's Masu. He's a tabby, but he looks black, but he's a tabby. He's a tabby, has a little white bib. Hi, bud. You say hi? You say hi to everybody? So yeah, that's Masu. And Masu and Zuki, his name Masu is Japanese for little mouse. And Masu and his sister Zuki, they are Wuspus's children. So Wuspus was the original colony. The very original colony was Lucy, Lawless, Wuspus, and Rogue. So that was the original colony. Those four. And I actually have kittens from all three of the females. So as they slowly start to leave this earth, I will always have a piece of them. As long as their offspring are still with me. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he always had really thick fur. And then one day I looked at him and thought, what's going on with you? And, as far as I can tell, he's really stressed out. He's really stressed. He's been picking at himself. And he never did that before until, we have he did not like Chaplin at all. He was always hissing at Chaplin, growling at Chaplin. So we'll see. We'll see what happens now. And he also needs a flea treatment. And him and Zuki, they like, it's like actually having like two little feral cats running around here. I don't think it's ringworm catitude. I mean, I looked at it, and I don't see like the circle and it looks, I don't think it's ringworm. I mean, if it is, it's pretty bad. I mean, and none of the other cats have it though. I could get Kayla to look at him because she has the light, but I don't see any of the raised, ringworm has that rash, like it's raised up and it's really itchy. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I did look at him, A couple of times when he was half asleep and I was petting him and I started looking at him. But as soon as I start like parting his fur, he thinks he's going to get a flea treatment and he runs. He might have fleas too, because he's a little shit. he won't let me. He won't let me. I have to be sneaky about getting him and getting. He is not fun. Everybody else is not that bad to put flea treatment on, but he's horrible. He's just horrible. But yeah, I mean, I can ask Kayla because she has the light and everything, but I don't think it's ringworm. I mean, I don't see any of the. I don't see the raised red marks, that roundish mark, and it's not like the way that the hair loss is. It's mainly in the back end, and it doesn't look like it's getting any worse. Well, I know I hope so too, but I know. But the thing is that nobody else has it. Nobody else has shown any hair loss, and I mean, I don't have it. Mr. Boo is, I don't know, he was laying over on the other side of the couch. Yeah, he wants to go outside, and I won't let him out either. It's just too hot. It's just way too hot for them to be outside. They need to stay in. It's just so miserable for them. I feel so bad for the outdoor cats. Um, they they have to find a place to. A lot of them, a lot of times they'll go underneath the cars, and that can be dangerous too. Yeah, my cats are weird. I know. I think it's because they were all born outside, so they don't know any better. I mean, they were all everybody was born outside. Well, I don't know. I don't know if Rogue was born outside or not, but he lived outside. He showed up around. He was January 2020 when he showed up. And as far as I can tell, I think he was an outdoor cat or he was indoor outdoor. I don't know what his story is. I don't know. I mean, he's a bit he's a bit of a dominant Tom, and he can be a little bit aggressive, and he can be a little pushy. But what's the matter, Marcel? He wants me to play toys with him. But, I still love him. And I don't know if somebody just booted him out. He wasn't neutered when I got him. So I don't know if he was spraying and they booted him out. I don't know if they moved. A lot of time that happens too. People move and just leave the cats. They just, when I go out the door into the U-Haul, if you're not around, I'm just going. I can't imagine that. I would be devastated. I could not do that to my cat. I don't know. I don't know. I really honestly don't know what I would do. If I was in a position where I was set to move and I was on a schedule and I had to, get to a location by a certain time because of money and jobs. And I mean, say I was moving for a job and had to be there at a certain day, and the day that I was supposed to go, I lost one of my cats. I'd be devastated. I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, that would be an impossible situation, because if I left, where's my cat? But if I don't leave, I'm going to lose everything. I mean, no matter what you do, you're going to lose something. That's I never want to be in that position. That'd be a horrible thing. Horrible. Maybe he escapes chasing after females. I think part of his problem is Lucy was on the balcony for so long. he always would go out with Lucy. Every night he spent out there, he slept on the balcony with Lucy. And now Lucy's not there, and I think he's lost. I think that's part of his problem. He obviously he doesn't understand. He can't find her, and I don't know if he's coming back. I can't fix it for him. And it's hard because when you take care of these cats, and I think this is the thing that bothers me the most about this situation with this person who harassed the rescue and keeps saying these horrible things and can't shut her fucking mouth and go away, is that you're hurting the cats more than anything else. You're bad-mouthing me. You're bad-mouthing the channel. People who don't know me, they see the bullshit that she puts up, and they're just going to go, oh yeah, she was mean to somebody. She reported somebody because they had 20 cats. That's not what happened. That is not what happened. And I have an animal control report that says that's not what happened. I have an email from the animal control supervisor that says that's not what happened. And I have a vet report that shows very clearly that this person did not take care of an injured kitten. It really sucks that you can't ask them, or that they will not call you and tell you that they had to put her to sleep. And that is the hard thing. That's their policy. And see, that's what this channel was started. Why it was started. To address policies like this, because it's not fair. I took care of that cat when no one else did. Yeah, she didn't live inside. Yeah, technically she wasn't my cat. But she was my friend. It took me a year, literally a year, to be able to touch her. I developed a trust with her. She lived on that balcony. She lived on that balcony. I made sure that she had shelter. And I don't know if Cat Mama's watching or not. I know Cat Mama's been really stressed out with all this drama and stuff, and I feel so bad. But God bless Cat Mama. I mean, she's been such an angel to these cats and to me. She literally made Lucy's possibly her last winter. She made her comfortable. She had a water dish that didn't freeze. She had a heated water bowl because of Cat Mama. She had a warm shelter because of Cat Mama. She had Mylar. She had Mylar in her box, straw. She had cat food. Sometimes, Cat Mama would just randomly send cat food because she wanted to. And Lucy, I couldn't give her much else. She wouldn't come inside. I would have loved to have gotten her inside, but she would not accept being in. I could open the door. If I opened the door out there, she'd walk in and out of this apartment all day long. But as soon as I shut the door, she'd go nuts. And the the policy is that they do not contact people about the stray cats. So if you basically surrender a stray cat to that program, you just have to hope that it's something that can be fixed and it'll come back. Now, for me, I understand if she had to be euthanized. I do get that. She was in bad shape. She had been sick for a while. I was told by people that, and this is why I'm so disgusted with rescue people right now, just in general, because another rescue person looked at a picture of her and said it was a bee sting, and I trusted them because I don't know. I just started working with cats in 2020. I'm the first to tell. This is why I'm so glad Kayla's on here, because I don't know half the crap that she knows. Not even half. I don't know a fourth of the crap that she knows. And so I believe them. I mean, and I knew she had some dental issues, but I didn't know it was this bad. Because again, and talking to Kayla said it took both her and her husband to hold Lucy down because Lucy was so, I hate to use the word, but feral. Because to me, she wasn't a feral cat. To me, she was Lucy. She was my friend. And it just doesn't feel right. I mean, I want to do what Shelley was able to do for Ballerina. I want to give her a tribute, but it doesn't feel right giving her a tribute when I don't know. Is she just, or is it just that her infection was so bad that she needed an extended, because sometimes they do need a month or more of antibiotics. I don't know. And I hate to do a tribute and everything, and then, she comes back because if I do that, see, this person who has started all this bullshit with these other subscribers and encourage them to harass and stalk and everything else, you've taken this from me. You have. Because, think about this. If I put a tribute out and then 2 weeks later Lucy comes back, you know exactly what's going to happen. Those twisted son of a bitches, they will clip my part of my tribute and go, there she is again, exploiting, playing the victim. You're all disgusting. You're all disgusting. I don't care. If you don't like drama, then just don't watch this, because I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it one time only. You're all a bunch of disgusting POSs. You are. And eventually you will get what's coming to you. I may not see it, but eventually it will happen, because karma is a bitch. And it is. It's not knowing. It's not knowing what to do, and it's not being able to do a proper send-off for her. She is Niffler's mother. She's Abra's mother. She was Shizuku's mother, and I don't know what happened to Shizuku. So the only thing that is good out of this at this point is that if she is euthanized, if she has been euthanized, that means no more pain for her. Her suffering's over, and I can live with that. And for me, I don't have to wonder, because one day I go out on the balcony, she's not there, and she doesn't come back. Next day, doesn't come back. Next day, doesn't come back. Not knowing what happened would be worse than this. Because at least if she doesn't come back, I know she was humanely euthanized. If she goes missing out there, I don't know. And the thought of her, I mean, I don't like how this happened, but the thought of her lying dead in an alleyway somewhere where people walk by and look at her and just like, oh, because a dead cat. Ugh. At least this way, I could at least give her a proper send off. She had some dignity at the end this way. Not many outdoor cats get that. So there's that. And that's what did you say here? Oops. Tiny kitten goal is to inspire compassion across the globe and to prove that even if you're sick, old, broken, different, or scared, you matter. Exactly. I agree 100% with that. Wait, I don't know what that is. Why is StreamYard? No, StreamYard. I don't want a referral link. Why is StreamYard giving me? What the heck is this? I don't know. StreamYard's asking me if I want to give a referral link. I don't. Yeah, and Catitude, and that's the issue is we should have a chance. You know, people who do this, and this is my thing, just kind of across the board. Rescue, this is hard shit. If you're doing it properly, it's hard. It's emotional, it's hard, it's stressful. If you're doing it just for likes and views and to get your numbers up on your channel, I don't want to talk to you. But I'm talking to the people that are doing it legitimately. It's hard enough. And by the way, this person who was causing all these problems doesn't even, has like a dog and a cat and has no idea what rescue's about, has no idea what any of this is about. Just likes to talk shit and be a pain in the ass. So for the people that are really truly struggling and going through this, and like Kayla's burned out. It's hard. Kayla used to do euthanizations. I guess that's the word, euthanizations. She used to work at the SPCA, and she used to do euthanizations. That's hard. That's a horrible thing to do. To have to, especially when it's a healthy animal. And it kind of all goes down to no-kill shelters are not the answer. The answer is neuter and spay. We need to educate and advocate for neuter and spay. And we need to give people the resources so that they can get their animals done. Lucy wouldn't have even probably existed or gone through what she went through if her mother had been spayed. She wasn't spayed until she was, I don't know. I mean, she had to have been at least 6 years old. And she says, you're going to need a strong heart to be a rescuer. Yeah. Yeah. And some people are going to find that out too. People who think that it's easy and we'll just go play with some kittens and it's not a big deal. They have no idea. They have no idea. They're just starting out. Wait till you've done it a couple of years and then come back and talk to me. I agree. Yes, men need to grow. First of all, I'm not. This doesn't apply to all men, okay? So don't come at me. But there are men that think this way, okay? Men need to grow up and stop thinking getting their males fixed is like chopping their own balls off. That's true. I've heard that. They're not people, folks. You're not. Your cat is not a human. It's a whole different thing. I mean, females When females go into heat, it hurts. That's why they scream. The mating is brutal. The males grab hold of the back of their necks, they'll rip hair out. The males have barbs on their members, to hold the female in place so they can so that have a better chance of impregnating her. Again, YouTube, all educational context here, okay? Yeah. Cat channel, educational cat channel. And we need to also have people be able to access the resources, to be able to, if you're on a fixed income, and you can't afford that $300 vet bill, there should be low cost, no cost spay neuter available. I mean, if you think about it, see, this is the thing. It's like, this is what I don't understand about no kill. Their whole thing is, okay, we're going to be selective about the animals we bring in, number one, and then number two, we're going to keep them there as long as it takes for them to be adopted. Okay? Wouldn't it be more cost effective if you started up a spay neuter program, one where people like people like me, because believe it or not, just because you're poor doesn't mean that you're irresponsible. Just because you're poor doesn't mean that you can't be a good pet owner. I know a lot of poor people and elderly people who are fabulous pet owners. They're fabulous. It's just that they don't have a lot of money. Give them the resources and put the animal with them so the animal has a home, rather than let them languish in a no-kill shelter. It would be a much better use of money. Low-cost vet care, low-cost spay neuter, even no cost. Jesus. Best Friends Animal Society, you know how much money that they make a year? How much donations? They're massive. They could more. In fact, they just gave Adams County, wasn't long ago, they gave Adams County like $40,000 for TNR, for the cats in that county. If you had a cat, free TNR. The majority of men think this way. I've known a lot of them. Well, yeah. I mean, I just don't want to generalize because, let me go back here. And Tiger Woman says they need to remember that they can go have sex while their dogs and cats are locked inside, unable to get rid of their frustration. That is how It's Me or the Dog explains to those men who get their dogs fixed. And Catitude says Cesar Millan has a whole show about that too. Dogs are a little bit, I'm trying to, there's like Catitude, maybe you know this because I haven't owned a dog in a very long time, so I'm not really as up on dogs as I used to be, but I know there's like some more current research now where they're saying that it's better for dogs to wait a certain period of time before they're spayed or neutered, I think. Because I just saw this, I just was on a webinar with, oh crap, I don't know if it was Haas or Maddie's Fund, one of them, and they were talking about this. They were talking about the cats in Spain, or maybe it was Maddie's kitten camp. But anyway, they were talking about dogs versus cats with spay and neuter, and cats can be spayed and neutered very young. I mean, they can be very young. Yeah, that's it. It's for muscle building. Yep. But cats can be done very young. They do cats very, very young. They're saying wait till they're 2 years old now for, oh, wow. Wow. Huh. Yeah, that's. I'll have to look into that because I heard that, but like I said, I don't, I haven't had a dog in a very long time, so. Also, cats can get pregnant at 4 months while dogs are older. They can actually. What did Kayla tell me? Because they can even get pregnant younger than that. She was telling me. I think 3 months. Because they're seeing a lot of um, catitude. You know what I'm talking about? The pyometriosis, where their womb gets infected. They're seeing that in in female baby kittens. My friend's cat went in heat when she was 4 months old. Yeah, pyometra. Yeah, the metra. Um, they're seeing that younger and younger. They're seeing all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just the cat population is just soaring, and this is another topic that I really want to dig into, and I've been doing some research on. But the whole Best Friends Animal Society and their no kill agenda, and why it's really not working out. Um, and again, I want to just be very clear. I'm not I'm not pro euthanizing healthy animals. Okay, I want to make that very clear. I'm not pro that, and I'll explain this more when I actually once I get my research done and stuff, and because I'm going to do it as a live. But the way that Best Friends Animal Society has these no kill programs set up is problematic, and it's problematic for a lot of reasons. I'm not, I don't at all advocate for healthy animals being euthanized. That is not what I'm about. I was never about that. When I first heard the term no kill, I was very much, yes, that's the way to go. But the more I learned, and then seeing it actually play out in my county, um, it's not. It's not the way they're doing it anyway. Now I'm sure there are shelters that do it right, and they don't have the issues. They figured it out, but not all. Mitra, okay. Catitude, pronounced Mitra. Thank you, Catitude. Tiger woman, very dangerous for cat for. I guess you're talking about cats. Yeah. Very dangerous for them to get pregnant young. They stop growing. Yeah, I mean, and they will get pregnant very young. It's and again, it's going back to the spay and neuter. Um, yeah, it says yes. No kill sounds good at first until you find out what really happens. I would recommend, don't, I mean, if if you just want to look at me and go, well, that bitch is crazy. She has no idea what she's talking about. What's she talking about? No kill, no kill. That's the way to go. What's the matter with you? I would encourage you to go look at Hannah Shaw, aka the Kitten Lady, and she has two really good videos that she did, dedicated videos on the subject of no kill, and it's really good. They're really good. They're thoughtful. Um, they're well researched, and and they explain it in a way that a layperson would understand. Yeah, kitten season. Well, actually, Tiger Woman, um, kitten season now is kind of with the shift in the warming of the environment. I mean, we had, oh wow, like, I mean, well, Nika, um, somebody, where's that at? Nika, all right, somebody just beeped me. Let me see who this is. Because Nika had her babies in like December. Oh, this is let's see here. Oh, wait. This is actually Kayla and friends. So let me see if maybe Chaplin's got, let's see here. Let me see if maybe there's some news on Chaplin. Oh, okay. All right. I have to give a little more write up on Chaplin. Um, I have to, I have to sell him a little more. So I'm not sure what time is it. Did she just get hold of me? Uh, yeah. Let me check and see where my Instacart person is too. Or just make sure that they're not okay. I like to make sure because when they start to shop, I want to make sure that I see what they're doing because some of them are really, really, really good, and then other ones are kind of like, I don't know if they just started or not, but it looks like it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything started yet. Yeah, I just heard from. I didn't say anything, and um, actually, okay. Let's see. Well, I have a voice message here. I'm going to mute myself for a minute and play this voice message because I don't know what's on it, and I might get myself in trouble. So I'm just going to mute for like 27 seconds. I'll be right back, folks. Okay. I just didn't know if I was in trouble or not because I never know. Because, Catitude, you know me and my mouth. You never know. I might get a message that, Wanda, please don't say anything else. You're going to get us in trouble. Um, no, they need some more information on Chaplin. Um, I don't know what happened. His little adoption card got misplaced. So I will write something out for him because we want him to find a good home. He's a sweet boy. He really is. He's very sweet. And um, if I had look, well, I don't know if I can even say this anymore, but Elon Musk before I don't know before he lost a lot of money. If I had that kind of money, and I could have a huge place and I could have staff to take care of cats, and if I could have like Furball Farm kind of thing, and staff to take care of the cats and I didn't have to do it on my own, sure, Chaplin could stay, but unfortunately, I don't have that, and I think he'll be, better off with a, he's a sweet boy. He'll have a good home, and he'll be better than him being out on the streets. So that's all that was. I didn't get in trouble. Not yet, anyway, but I'm sure at some point I will. But going back to, the kitten lady did a really good two really good videos on no-kill shelters, and like she said, I mean, she made a good point that, a lot of these shelters are doing what they think is right, but honestly, what I've seen with best friends is their two tactics are bribe and bully. So if they can't bribe, I mean, that's really what they do, because they offered, I forget where it was. I was doing when I was doing research, there was one county where they actually, so it was a county shelter, which in county shelters have to be open admission. So they went to, I think, the county commissioners and city council or something, and they offered like $91,000 or $100,000 to get a program started. Well, the problem is that the head of that county shelter said, but we can't refuse animals because that's in the contract. We can't breach the contract. And best friends wanted them to breach the contract. It was pretty wild. They tried to get this woman fired and get other staff in that would go along with them. It's just, I mean, I see it over and over and over again. Every case that I look at, it's like the same MO, where first they come in, they offer a lot of money, and then if that doesn't work, then they start the bullying process. So, and their history is kind of sketchy too. They started out with some of their original members were part of Scientology. Now, of course, I don't know that that's still in play now, but yeah, it's quite it's a very sketchy organization. And I think, I think if they did it right, they could definitely implement, you could make a shelter open admission and no kill. I don't see why it couldn't happen. But you have to have the proper programs and policies in place. And that would go down to things like, spay and neuter, low cost, no cost spay and neuter, adopting to people that you might not traditionally adopt to, someone who's disabled, someone who is older, someone who is living in poverty. There's no reason that those people couldn't be they couldn't be utilized as homes for pets and care very well for the pets with some support. Why couldn't that happen? They could do it in this kind of environment, supportive housing environment. We have right now the woman above me, she has emotional support cats. I have emotional support cats. Mrs. Sanford has an emotional support dog. Next door, my neighbor has she has a bird. She has a oh God, what is she? I forget what kind. Like a little parrot. He's cute. His name's Sunshine, and he talks all the time. Not talk, but he's just like chirps. He's always chirping. He's so funny. So we have people, and they care for their animals, but sometimes they need a little support. Like Mrs. Sanford, sometimes she needs a little support. Kayla's been wonderful. Kayla's actually come over here and offered support to her. She's helped the woman above me. She has two cats. They were being held for her by a relative, and they were being held like in a barn. So the one cat she was able to get, the other one is scared and kind of becoming a little more feral now. So she asked me if I could help her. So I went to Kayla, and Kayla's like, okay, here's kind of the plan of attack to get this other cat. So now we're formulating a plan to do with that. And I think that's the kind of thing that this show should be, or this channel should be. Because we have how many channels out there doing cat rescue, cat fostering, There's a hell of a lot of them. And, kudos to all of them. I applaud them all. Well, maybe not all of them, but the ones that I know that I follow, like Shelly and Furball Farm, and there's a couple of other, well, like Adam that has what's the name of his giving paws. Now his channel is a little different because they actually raise money for rescues, so his channel is a little different too. But I don't like reinventing the wheel. I want to do something different. I want to do something unique. And I think this is what would really work. Because people, where else are you going to get this kind of information? I mean, there's a woman on here. Her name's Nicole. She has a channel called Low Income Help. And all she does is research the different programs and federal laws and changes in federal law and policies that help poor and low income people. That's all she does. And her channel does really well. And that's, I think, kind of where we belong, is in that niche, but doing it from the perspective of integrated case management, where we're helping the people in order to help the pets. Because if you support the people, you automatically support the pets. And if this channel rolls out big enough, we could do things like, we could do campaigns. We could maybe have that kind of power where we could do petitions. We could lobby for things. We could, advocate for changes. Because why shouldn't somebody have a pet? Honestly, how many people have enough money in their bank account where if your pet suddenly had an emergency where it costs $5,000, how many people would be able to do that? If you didn't have, and I'm not saying like if you didn't have a credit card, I'm talking about just having a reserve of cash for an emergency. I never agreed with that, with people saying, well, if you can't afford an animal, then you shouldn't have it. Okay. We need to reframe that thinking, because there's different ways that you can afford your animal. I agree. I can agree. If you have so many animals that you can't feed them without always asking for money and donations, and you're not like a 501c3. If you're just somebody that owns a bunch of cats or dogs or lizards or whatever, and you have that many that you can't afford them, that you have to ask, you have to have GoFundMes or crowdfunding, or you have a YouTube channel, or whatever it is that you do to try to, you go to different, because there are different Facebook groups and stuff that will crowdfund. If you're always on those Facebook pages going, I can't afford to feed my animals this month, can you help me? If you're always doing that, then there is a problem, and you shouldn't have an animal. That I agree with. But most people that have animals are responsible enough that they have animals that they can take care of the basic needs. And when I mean the basic needs, I'm saying food, water, a place to sleep, a shelter, clean litter box. If you have the dog, you're cleaning up after them outside. You're able to take them out. You're able to take them out a couple times a day to walk them, or you have a yard that they can go out and you're able to keep that clean. That's what I'm talking about. Basic care, basic vaccinations, your rabies shots. You're able to afford that. Things above and beyond that, I can understand people struggling with. I would even say like spay and neuter is a basic thing. And because there are, depending where you live, before you get the pet, either get a pet that's already spayed or neutered, or find out where those places are so that you know what your cost is going to be. Look, I live in poverty. I get it 100%. And I would never tell anybody that just because you're poor, just because you're on low income, I would never say I'm going to deprive you of an animal just because you don't have $5,000 in your bank account in case the dog breaks a leg or the cat gets hit by a car. I would never do that. And I think animal welfare organizations have to start thinking that way too, because that's the way we're going to, that is a way that we could potentially help alleviate the burden that shelters have right now. I don't think what shelters are doing, a lot of shelters, and this is also stemming from the no-kill, because, see, I really didn't want to get into this today, but I have to say this. It's like a domino effect. So when you start with the no-kill, and the no-kill means limited admission, which means they're only going to admit animals that they think are easily adoptable. So, they bring in these animals, and then at some point, you run out of space. It's not sustainable, because if you're not, and again, I'm going to say it again, I do not agree with, nor do I advocate for euthanizing healthy animals. I don't. But if you can't do that to alleviate the number, if you have, say you have 100 kennels, and those 100 kennels are now full, and you cannot euthanize any of those animals because they're all healthy, what do you do? Well, I'll tell you what a lot of shelters do. And a lot of shelters that are no-kill are now being called dog shelters for that reason, because they're only accepting dogs, basically. They say they accept cats, but it's primarily dogs that they're taking in. They do a couple of things. One thing is they do mass adoption events, like, come in this weekend. You see a dog you like? Take it, please. We need the space. That honestly happens. The other thing that happens is there's suddenly no barriers to adoption. None. We don't care. We don't care if you're a blatant animal abuser. We don't care. We just need the space. So no, we're not going to ask that question. We're not going to ask if you rent. We're not going to ask, if you are, if you've had any kind of DV situations, any kind of criminal charges. We're not going to ask any of that stuff because we don't care. We just want you to take a dog because we need the space. And that's my thought on this is I'm okay with low barrier to adoption. I think it should be low barrier. But low barrier means we're not going to, because you don't have a McMansion, we're not going to adopt you. Or because you don't have a fenced in yard, we're not going to adopt you. Or you have to bring all of your family and all of your pets to meet the prospective pet, which really doesn't mean jack shit, because the pet's going to be stressed out. It's not, it's not the same as the pet coming into a home. And just because maybe the pet gets along with another pet in a neutral area doesn't mean that pet's going to get along with your other pets when they get to your home. So all of that's just crazy. So I do agree with making things low barrier. And if somebody did relinquish an animal, I don't think they should never be able to never have an animal again, because you don't know why they relinquished the animal. And I also think if somebody gets a pet and then they quickly realize that I can't, this dog has too much energy, I can't handle this dog, there shouldn't be shame to take the dog back and say, I just don't think it's going to work out. I think those things are okay, but I don't think, like, just if I go in and say, hey, I want that cat over there. Oh, that one? Okay, here. Well, thanks. I don't think that should happen. Because, people have landlords. You have a landlord and you aren't allowed pets and you bring a pet in and then the landlord finds out, what happens to the pet? That's not fair to the pet. What if you've had that pet for 6 months and then the landlord finds out? And now maybe the landlord's a real hard ass. And the landlord's like, I told you no pets. Get rid of it. Okay, now that pet's been with you for 6 months. That pet's bonded to you. You probably love that pet too. I don't know. It isn't working for me. I think there's a better way. And that's what I want this channel to be. And I know there's people that are going to be like, well, we just want to see cats. Okay. Well, you'll still see cats, but I want to do this too. So we'll do it this way. Well, this is what was suggested in one of the YouTube presentations. Actually, we had this. I don't want to say it was a competition. It wasn't really a competition. I don't know. I think they call them challenges. So, because right now the challenge is posting if you look at some of my shorts, you'll see hashtag summer on shorts. That's a challenge. So if you post a short like every day with Summer, or 4 times a week with Summer on shorts until I think June 30th, then you get, I mean, and everybody's a winner, because then we get like merch. we get swag, I should say. We get swag. I don't know what exactly it's going to be, but it's going to be YouTube swag, like t-shirt, hat, something. And we just did something where if you took on this challenge and you uploaded so many times a week, and I forget what it was, but anyway, and then you had to apply for this. And if they chose you, then you got to sit in on a private like webinar with two really successful content creators. And they talked about, how they started and how hard it was for them to grow, and they're still growing. And so one of them said, because they wanted to try new things. So what they did is they stuck with 75% of the kind of content that their people really liked, which for all of you would be the cats, and then 25% of things that you want to try, which is for me. So me trying my, like, this kind of thing, like grand experiment, reading a book, having a book discussion, talking about best friends, those kind of things. So we'll see if people respond to that or not. But that's okay. I'm really, I don't get hung up on stuff like that. Like, when I started this stream, nobody was here, and it was fine. If nobody's here, it doesn't matter. I just talk to myself for an hour or two. I don't have a problem with that. Because this is kind of like, instead of me making a video, it's easier for me to do a live than to actually record something and then I have to go through it. And I don't do a lot of editing because I'm not really good at it, and I don't really know all of it yet. I'm still learning. So, but that's kind of good. So that's what we'll do. I'll make sure that you still have, because I like them too. I mean, who doesn't want to see Little Miss Maleficent or the Fury Monster, and the Colony Cats, which I probably should do something with the Colony Cats. I haven't done anything with them for a while. The weather's been so bad. It's just really been bad. And a lot of times I'm feeding them in the, Catitude. Catitude said, I never liked edited shit. There is a trend, Catitude, now that I think a lot more people are feeling like you feel, because the trend is more towards just very limited, very little bit of editing, limited editing. And I just, my, what I do really doesn't lend towards highly edited stuff anyway, because it's not like someone that's doing a movie review or something like that. That's going to be more highly edited. Um, I think if I start getting into things, if I get into more of, well, I don't even know then, because I've seen content creators that have, there's one that I'm thinking of right now who he did a really good video on Eugenia Cooney. If you don't know who Eugenia Cooney is, she's a YouTuber who has an ED, and it's very severe. She has a lot of controversy around her, and he did a video about her. And basically what he did was what I'm doing now. He sat in his comfy chair and had his microphone and his notes, and that was pretty much it. Didn't have visuals and stuff like that. Um, so and I think and it was, to me, I liked it because, again, it's kind of like a podcast. I didn't have to look at a lot of videos. Yes, that's, yeah. It's honestly, I don't know how she's still with us. I it is bad. It's bad. So that's kind of where I'm at with everything. Is I mean, if I do, there are some topics that I would really like to delve into, and there are some visuals that I'd like to include. So I'll have to figure that out as I go along. But um, the best friends animal thing, I don't really need a lot of visuals for that, because a lot of it is a lot of it's just research. There's really not a lot of visuals involved in it, and stats and things like that. So there is a as I was saying earlier, there is a content creator who's really problematic, and I do want to do something on her, but her saga is still playing out, and I just want to see where it goes. The next few days, I think we'll see what happens. But again, I can basically handle that, because this individual, she's known to copyright strike if you use any of her material, so you have to be really careful what you use. And honestly, I don't want to get involved in that. So I don't know if I might show a picture of her just so people knew who I'm talking about. I might show a couple of still screenshots, but I'm not going to do any video with her, because she's really ridiculous. Like, she'll copyright strike people for, she's just nasty. She's just a nasty person. But she's in a lot of trouble because of a cat, and it's an interesting story. And I think it's something that that the people in this channel would find interesting, um, from a couple of different perspectives. So we'll do that a little. We'll do that maybe towards the end of the week. We'll see how this plays out, and once I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, this will make a good story, then I'll go and we'll talk about it. So let me just check. We check Instacart one more time here. Let's see here. Let's see. Yep, nothing yet. Okay. I did the I don't know how many of you are familiar with Instacart, but Instacart has a thing where if you give them like a 3-hour, 4-hour window, they take a couple of bucks off your order. So I did that. So I'll give you a hint, Catitude. It's somebody from Girl World. Because I've got you involved in that. So for those of you who don't know, okay. Those of you who don't, let me just those of you who have never heard of Girl World. So Girl World is basically these there's several of them now. These are very heavy set, problematic female YouTubers. And there's it's a whole niche on YouTube where you have these people that are called reaction channels, and they will do live streams or videos where they will look at these women's whatever they're doing, and they just pick them apart. And it's some of the reaction channels are really, really good because they really like delve into the psychology of it. There's actually a therapist that did that did a reaction to one of them. He did one to Amberlynn Reed, and there was a lawyer that did a reaction. So, there's always, yeah. I think it would be fun to do. It'll be a fun, well, it'll probably be maddening for a lot of people, but I think it'll also be fun. Because it's still in the advocacy realm, but it'll be a little more lighthearted. But I don't know, for some reason these women seem to have real problems with cats. We'll just leave it at that. So I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover. And I said I only wanted to be on here about an hour and a half, and it's 2 hours. And I just wanted to come on. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the channel and the direction that I want to take it in, and just to let everyone know that Kayla is still with us. She's, didn't scare her off yet, so she's still with us, and we will continue to keep plugging away, and I'm not going to let somebody's twisted view of reality drive me off of YouTube. That's not going to happen. But I do, in all seriousness, I do want to say again to my community, though I know everyone knows this, and I know that you're not doing any of this, but I'm just going to say it out there that, if you see somebody doing something on this channel, or they're saying something rude or whatever, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Please don't engage. Please don't go to other people's channels and cause problems. I know that I don't think anybody on here is doing that, but I'm just saying it anyway. I'm just kind of at the, I really should put some community guidelines out, I guess, but I'm just at the point now where it is zero tolerance. If someone comes on, again, if you have a legitimate question and you don't understand something, or you want to know why we're doing something, that's fine. We don't have a problem we don't have a problem with it. We don't have a problem explaining it. But when you come on here, because that was the issue with the person contacting the rescue. That person contacted the rescue because another person also Now I know Catitude. I know. As I said, nobody, I've never seen anybody, the core people on here, the people who are the most engaged, I have never seen any of them show any kind of indication of being anything but mature. Even if there was nasty comments being put in under a video or in chat or whatever, I just don't see people go after them. People just ignore them and move away. They just don't bother. But it isn't it. I just want to say that because basically there was accusations that I'm sending people over to other channels, which isn't true, but there were accusations, so I'm going to say it. So if YouTube ever wants to look through my material, I don't know how many times I have said it. Don't engage, don't harass, don't do that. As I was saying before I read Catitude's comment, the person that harassed the rescue for a week, that person called. Look, here's the thing. Everything that they've come at me about, like keeping the cats in crates, all the stuff that they've come at me about, they do the same thing. The person that, the content creator that this unhinged individual idolizes and feels like they have to protect and they have to defend, that person has cats in crates. That person basically is running a rescue out of their home right now. So for any of her subscribers to come over here and start on me or Kayla, they need to stop. And that's what happened. We had someone from that channel, a different person, who came over here and started on us about Jack. Oh, and by the way, Jack is doing really well, everyone. I don't know if I officially announced this or not because so much has happened, but Jack was labeled chronic, which means Jack has a respiratory infection that he'll always have and he'll always deal with. And the best that we could do for him, or Kayla could do for him, is to manage it and keep it from getting severe. So he's been labeled chronic, which means Kayla kept him. So he is safe and sound with Kayla. And I think I told everybody this. I don't know if I told you the whole story. I did want to put out a little video about that, which I will do that at some point. I want to do a little short. I want to do like a little compilation short with Jack. But Jack is doing really well. He loves his life. He has other cat friends. The other cats in the chronic colony he gets along really well with. He likes to sleep in Kayla's daughter's toy box among her stuffies. He loves shrimp. He's a happy boy. So it turned out really well for him. And the issue with this person complaining to the rescue was because another person from that same channel, sent over by that same content creator, just basically spammed the channel one day with all kinds of these stupid comments about, Jack isn't being cared for properly. And if I can't care for him, then I should just give him to somebody else. Well, at that point, Kayla had him. I didn't even have him. And the thing is, like, all of this is documented on the channel. So that all of this stuff was it was just intentional stupidity from these people. That's all it was. It was intentional trolling. It was just being ignorant and hateful, just to be ignorant and hateful. And by the way, I'm sure you will all see some clip from this live, right, Rissy? With some horrible, crazy, stupid shit on it. on, her channel. Oops, I said your name. Sorry, Rissy. Yeah, they just want to cause trouble. So this person, and Kayla didn't know who this person was. So Kayla was responding, and she was responding appropriately. I have the text. I still have screenshots of most of the texts, or not the text, the comments. Kayla responded appropriately. And, again, it's my channel. This is my channel. It's not the rescues channel. Let's make that very clear. It's my channel. So I'm the only person Kayla has to worry about. And I've already told Kayla that. And Kayla doesn't work for me either. She's doing this on a volunteer basis. If I ever get to that point where I can pay her, I'll gladly pay her. But right now, she's, kind enough that she's doing this on a volunteer basis. The comments that were left were nasty, they were hateful, and they were from Heather Stupid 2025. One of them was about the UTI and the fact that Jack we should be feeding Jack Royal Canin, and that's why he had a UTI. That's not why he had a UTI. He had a UTI because Jack had chronic respiratory issues. He had a really wonky immune system, and his whole system was shutting down because his medicine had been switched. The doxy wasn't curing the respiratory infection, but it was keeping him stable. When they switched from doxy to Clavamox, he started to crash, and his whole system started to fail. That's when he got the UTI. The UTI was bacterial. No food is going to cure a bacterial infection, okay? Let's make that very clear. She didn't know what the hell she was talking about. She was over here causing problems. Yes, Heather, I'm talking about you. She was causing problems. She's not as smart as she thinks she is. Actually, she's quite stupid, hence the name, Heather Stupid 2025. But that was not... Royal Canin wouldn't have fixed that. And actually, her talking about Royal Canin and this is what you need to do, that's actually giving vet advice. You're not a veterinarian, so, that shouldn't have been happening on that. That shouldn't have been happening. We tried to be nice to her. We tried using a sense of humor. She continued to be a snarky, nasty bitch. So she got removed. End of story. You want to be a snarky, nasty bitch? Out the door. It's that simple. Rissy went to the rescue and caused problems. Said that we were rude to Heather Stupid 2025. No, Heather Stupid was rude to us. She also said that I wasn't caring properly for the cats. Everything's documented. Go look if you think I was mean to the cats. And even after, and the head of the rescue was trying to be nice and diffuse the situation, but no, this person kept harassing. And I finally told that, I finally said, I told one of the volunteers, I said, you need to tell the head to tell that person, well, tell Rissy Pissy to piss off. That's what you need to do. Because it's not acceptable to contact a rescue. It's not acceptable to contact a rescue or any other organization like that and waste their time for a week over stupid shit. You need to grow up. You're 43 years old. Grow the fuck up. I mean, you want to continue doing this? It's not going to end well for you. It's not. And that's not a threat. I'm just saying it's not going to end well for you, because sooner or later you're going to come across the wrong person. I'm not saying that's me. I'm just saying sooner or later you're going to keep playing these games with people, and you're going to play with the wrong person. And I already have the screenshot. So you can remove it. You removed it. It's fine. I have the screenshot where you admit that you harassed. And I don't know, maybe you need to look in a dictionary for the definition of stalking. Because contacting someone's landlord, contacting a rescue, clipping content from all of their videos and making nasty little BS crap through it. I don't even know what to call it. Making fun of someone because they were between waxings, and because I had some chin whiskers that, lots of women have those. And my phone was sensitive enough that it picked it up on it. And I saw it, but I'm like, nobody else in here cared. Nobody else here cares if I'm sitting here and I'm, my hair's messy and I'm sweaty because I was doing something with the cats. Nobody else cares. But see, nobody else has the mentality of a little 3-year-old. Just saying, grow up. And that's all you're getting from me. I mean, I think even your people are getting tired of it. Because I don't see, there's some views, but I don't see comments like I did before. And there's one person noticeably absent. And I'm going to tell you one thing about that person. That person doesn't care about you. That person will throw you under the bus. And you'll find out the hard way. But that's on you. Because we are moving forward from all this crap. I don't want this drama on here anymore. I'm done with it. I did get rid of, like I said, I got rid of someone the other day that started. He had left like 2 nice comments, and then he started leaving this nasty stuff. Like, no, we're not doing that. I mean, people are here for the cats. People are here for the cats. People are here to learn. People are here to network. People are here to get support. And that's kind of hard to do when there's drama. So we're not just going to play into that anymore. Because honestly, you're not worth it. You're not relevant, and neither is the person you idolize. Neither one of you is relevant. And I have more important things to deal with than you guys. So, there's that. And Maleficent's sleeping. Maleficent's like, I don't care. You don't know drama until you're trying to wash dishes or something, and a little black kitten attacks you from behind and literally grabs hold of your whatever you have, your leggings, sweatpants, whatever you have on, and literally pants you. He literally pulls them down. I mean, it's like, she did that the other night. I'm glad I don't have that, because I was thinking about, I have a like a closed circuit camera, and I was thinking about putting it in here, putting it like in the kitchen to watch the cat, like at their level, to watch the cats when they're playing and stuff. I thought, boy, I'm glad I didn't have that up. That would have been a show. She's something else. I'm really glad I kept her. So right now, all the cats right now, I think everybody's, except for Lucy. We don't really know what happened to Lucy. but everyone else seems to be, everyone else seems to have seem to be having a happy ending with everybody else. So Jack's with Kayla. Chaplin's hopefully going to find his forever home. I really, that's the other hard part of it, is putting them in PetSmart. But that would have gone viral. Yeah, that would have been age restricted Catitude. That would have definitely been age restricted. She does that. I don't give her attention. She does. She'll run up behind me. I just trimmed her nails the other day because and she was really good. She let me do it. They should be a little bit shorter, but I didn't want to go too short at first because she moves around, and I thought I'd just snip a little bit at a time. But she'll come running up behind me, and she'll she'll take her claws and dig in like that and just hang on. And sometimes she'll grab hold of the back of my t-shirt, and she'll be swinging. She's a mess. I was on a call today with my therapist, and I was telling my therapist, I don't know what I said. I was saying something about Maleficent, and she knows her name, so she comes running over, and she's like, meow, 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 meow. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm talking about you, baby. I'm talking about you, little girls. Oh, you sleepy. She says, I'm sleepy, Mama. I'm resting up so I can pants you again tonight. Yeah, it would probably be more views, but I don't know if those are the kind of views that I actually want Catitude. That's an Uncle Jack thing. That's his show. That's Uncle Jack's boy toy channel. I don't know where he is anyway. I thought he would pop in. I guess I'll have to get him. I'll have to have him on again, and we'll just have I don't know. Well, I can't stay on hours tonight either, but there she goes. This is more of a serious discussion anyway, so yeah. It is probably too early for him. Yeah, it's probably too early for him. I don't know. And it's Sunday too. I mean, it's hot too. Maybe, it's really hot. And I'd imagine when it's hot like that, there's probably a lot of cars too, because he tows, right? He tows cars, I think. I don't know why I don't know that since he's my boyfriend, but I don't know much about him. I know he has a tow truck. He did have a tow truck. And then he smashed it or something. He wrecked it. He wrecked his wrecker. That's right. He wrecked his wrecker. I remember that. He was on the stream. He said he wrecked his wrecker. But, I mean, in this kind of heat, batteries and stuff, it's hard on cars. And this extreme heat and extreme cold is really hard on cars. So maybe he's got a lot of calls. I don't know. I just think it's funny, the stuff that people come up with. I mean, they'll come up with anything. It's kind of hard to take anything seriously on YouTube because you really don't. You don't know. You really don't know whatever he repossesses cars. Really? I didn't know that. See, I don't know. I don't know, Catitude. I'm wondering here. I mean, I think they maybe they have him hooked up with the wrong woman. I don't know. Are you guys using me for a smoke screen or something? Like, I don't know, Catitude. I don't know. I kind of see the way he talks to you when you're in chat, so I don't know. I might be the distraction, so you two can do whatever it is that you do. Hey, Maleficent. Her eyes look. I don't know if you could just see that. Her eyes look really green, but when she's like when I see her like in the sunlight, they look yellow. Her eyes change. It's really weird. Isn't my therapist? My therapist thought she had green eyes, and I said no. I said her eyes are actually yellow, but they look in certain light they look green, in certain light they look yellow. She's a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. She is a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. Oh, Catitude! I saw the crow this morning. I didn't have my phone with me. Um, I went out and Maleficent came out on the balcony with me. I swear that crow that crow knows that she's Maleficent. So I was out on the balcony and I heard the caw caw. I'm like, that sounds really close. And I turn around and right up above me, he was on the crow was on the line, on the power line, phone line, power line. I guess it's power line. So he was out there, or she. Yeah, Diavel the crow. Yeah, a crow. I was talking to it. I said, "Hi, you want to be my friend? Let's be friends." He's like, its head was going. Okay. That'd be cool. It would be cool if I could get the crow to be like the possums last year. The possums, I don't know, they're not coming up on the balcony. Now, something was in the cat boxes the other day because there was straw out of the that plastic cat box and the one that Lucy used to live in. The straw was pulled. There was some straw pulled out, so it was like something went in and something came back out. So I don't know if the possums were in there because usually I haven't seen any cats in there. No, I'm not sure what was in there, but whatever it was in both. And the possums used to go in. Um, I saw there's one that comes underneath the car, and I've seen it across the alley, but I haven't seen him up on the balcony. I think that one time that I got a little video, and then I haven't seen him since. I'm hoping that they come back. I like them. I like the possums. I wish that if Lucy isn't going to come back, I'm kind of hoping that either Mushu or Lawless still won't come back up. She will not. Ever since Jack was on the balcony, even though Jack's been gone for a while now, she still won't come up. Now, Wusspuss used to come up, and she would come up and then go down, but Lawless used to always be up there. It's sad. It's that's the thing about them. It's like they you see them and then you don't see them and you don't know where they are. And I have seen I've seen Theon, Mark, Moosh, Yum Yum. Who else? I haven't seen Lawless for a few days, so I hope she's okay. I did see Wusspuss. I wish I had a. I wish that I had a. I really thought about that catitude. Just to carry her up, maybe to let her know that Jack's gone now. I I can hold her. She lets me pick her up. I don't know how true this is, but back in 2020 when we started, because the first rescue I worked with, I didn't know anything about anything. And that first rescue was not a good rescue, but I didn't know it at the time. They came over to help get the kittens, and there was a guy that had cat food and was like throwing cat food. And I asked him, I said, "What are you doing?" And he said he was pointed to Lawless's kittens, and he said, "I want that one kitten." And I said, "Well, you can't have it." And he said, "Well, I want it." He said, "Because the mother is my cat." I said, "Okay, well, if the mother is your cat, then why is she on the street?" And then he was giving me some story that his mother and grandmother didn't want the cat in the house, and they threw her out, and then she came back and she gave birth or something. I don't know. It was stupid. And it ended up, he was just being a real ass, and it ended up, we called the police, and then he stormed off and said he had taken all the kittens. And I told the woman from the rescue, I said, "He didn't take any kittens." I said, but he claims that Lawless was his cat, that she was an indoor cat. So I don't know if she was an indoor cat or not. And if she was, I'm kind of thinking like, maybe now that I don't have any cats in here, maybe what I'll try to do, maybe I will try to get her. Maybe I'll take a carrier down some night. And if I can get her, I'll put her in a carrier, bring her up, and put her in a crate and see if I can get her, see how she does. See if I can, get her in a crate, because I know she'll have a fit at first. But I'll see if I can, because if she could be adopted, I'd like to get her in a home. She's Fury's mom, and I don't want her. I just don't want to. My thing is, I hate when they just disappear, and you don't know what happened to them. You know, I mean, like with Lucy, if Lucy had passed in her box, at least I'd known where she was. At least this way, if she was euthanized, I know what happened to her. But when they just stop coming, you don't know. That happened with a couple of cats that I've had. It happened with that orange and white one that I had. Not the one that we were calling Donald. This was another one. I called him Creamy. This was Creamsicle. He just kind of disappeared. I never saw him again. Shizuku disappeared. Don't know what happened to him. Shizuku's really weird because Shizuku was a survivor. I don't know what happened to him. It's really strange. I did see a black and white cat out front that I thought was him, but then when I looked at, I didn't have my camera with me, or my phone with me that night. I was just did a walk around to look for, I think I was looking for Abra, because it was kind of drizzly, and I just walked around to get her. And then she came, she met me back at the, yeah, we do. We have to, yeah, I'll have to go back and look at that poll. I thought about that. We do have to pick a name for that one. I forget what all the names were. I'll have to look. I'll have to go back, find that post, and get the names. I think you can only do. I might have to do a couple. I might have to do maybe 2 polls, because I think you can. I'll have to see how many selections you can put per poll, and then maybe we'll do like 2 polls and then the top out of each pole will run against each other, and we'll get him a better name. Yeah, and Kayla wants to, now that she's not involved with the, I mean, she's still going to do stuff. Kayla will never not be involved with cats. I mean, that's not going to happen. But I think, she just wants more time to be with her daughter and her husband, which, that's understandable. And we were talking about doing, the TNR, doing like a night, just take a night and just like try to trap as many as we can get, or do a walk around, her and another volunteer, or with the three of us. We're going to like walk around some night at like 3 a.m. and just kind of look for cats and see who's out there, and where they're all located and everything. Because there's a lot of them out there. It's sad. It's sad. They really should be. If a cat's friendly, they need to be in. Yeah, right, Maleficent. So yeah, they need to be inside. She's a good girl. Please have good Stinky. So, let's see. I think I'm going to end it there because I'm sure that they're going to soon start shopping here because it's getting to that time. Let me check here a minute. And I really don't have too much more to talk about. I think we pretty much covered everything. I just wanted to come on here and like update everybody, and I did want to respond a little bit to that person because I don't know what makes them think that they're so special that they can wreak havoc on somebody's life and then turn around and try to gaslight that person, using that person, my content. Use your own content. Why don't you here's an idea. Here's a thought. People seem to like your little cat and dog stuff. I mean, you got like 1,000 views on one. I mean, I'm trying to give you some constructive criticism here. Okay. Why don't you just let this go? Okay. This isn't your fight anyway. It's not your battle. That person that you're defending doesn't give a shit about you. She's going to throw you under the bus as much as she throws anybody else under the bus. When she's done using you, you're out the door. That's the way it is. It's going to happen. You can believe me, not believe me, but that's what's going to happen. Okay. So here's my suggestion to you. Go get some therapy if you're not already. And if you are getting therapy, then maybe change therapists because obviously it's not working. Apologize to the people that you're being nasty to. Get rid of all those stupid videos because honestly, people don't like it. People don't like the drama. They don't. And part of being a good content creator and having a good channel is listening to what your people are telling you. So if they're telling you they don't want drama, you don't give them drama. Okay. That's the way that works. Also, you have to understand that you set the tone for the people on your channel. So if you're going to be a nasty bitch, you're going to just attract a bunch of nasty bitches and your channel's just going to be shit. It is what it is. But you could have a decent channel. You could have a nice channel. You have a cute dog. You have a cute cat. I mean, obviously you're not bad at editing. You could probably do that. You could probably maybe start doing some lives with your animals. Maybe the deer in your background or your backyard or whatever. Instead of causing chaos and problems, it's a more productive use of your time. Do that. Instead of worrying so much about me and my mental health, I'm fine. You know, we're all fine here. We're like that meme, that black cat meme with the cat with the frazzled hair. Like, it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I love that cat. So, grow your channel. Spend time growing your channel. Put your energy in that. Because I'm telling you, honey, I'm serious. That person that you're defending, that person that you think is your friend, she's not. She doesn't care. She only cares about herself. That's why she's not commenting on your stuff anymore. Because she knows she's going to get in trouble for it. Because she doesn't want to be connected to it. It's called bullying by proxy. It's a thing. Look it up. You have somebody that they don't want to look at that person's history. They don't get their hands dirty. They have other people that do that. I actually kind of feel sorry for you, because if you're that dumb that you're buying into those two, if you're buying into their BS, then I can't help you. But you could grow your channel. Make it nice, If I'm not important, then why do you have a bunch of videos about me? Why do you keep using my content? See, usually the way it works is that people exhibit one emotion, but actually there's another emotion underneath. And I think part of your problem is, I think that you're hurt, you're embarrassed, and you're trying to get back at me. I hid you from the channel for a reason. Just like some of the other ones. If I hide you from the channel, it's for a reason. Because I'm not going to have it here. I'm not. And you can think whatever you want about me. I'm not going to have it here. I want people to come in here. People come in here, they're stressed. They have a lot going on in their lives. The last thing they want is to come in here and deal with dumb, mean girl drama shit. So that's not happening here anymore. So I hope you have enough content here. I mean, I have almost 3 hours here for you. So I hope this is enough for you to, if you want to go crazy, go crazy. I mean, it's your channel. Personally, I've seen quite a few comments that like, what about the potato? When are we going to get more potato content? We don't want to see that stupid bitch. We don't care. That stupid bitch with the facial hair, we don't care about her. We want to see the potato. Maybe listen to your people. Or not. It's up to you. But either way, I'm done with you now. So, you can post to your heart's content. If you violate something, if you're violating my privacy or whatever, I just report you. And YouTube will do whatever they want to do. I don't care. Whatever. The fact of the matter is that I worked my butt off. Well, no, not really, because I still have a fat ass. But in just figuratively, I worked my butt off since last year to get this far. And you know what? I'm pretty proud of myself. Because I've always been a resilient person. I've always been a survivor. Yeah, I can bitch and moan, but I always end up putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. I survived the attack from another content creator. I survived all her lies, all her rumors, all of her false narratives about what happened, even though I have shown over and over again that what she's doing, what she's saying is a lie. I survived it. You know? I survived the second manager who took advantage of all of us. I survived this. And I still managed to get my 4,000 hours and my 1,000 subscribers before that year period was up, which allows me to be monetized when I choose to be. I mean, all I have to do is click the little members button and I can offer memberships. So that option is open to me. I can apply for AdSense now. I can be fully monetized now. So I'm pretty proud of myself. I did that. I did that on my own, despite all the obstacles that you guys threw in my way and tried to stop me. In spite of trying to get the channel taken down how many times? All the attacks, the harassment we had to deal with. I survived it. I got invited into the YouTube Community Creators Program, whatever it is. I don't know why they picked me. I have no idea. I've even asked. And I don't know if it's just random. I don't know. I mean, it might be random that they just send it out to people, but you do have to apply. So somebody is actually picking. You know, so far, I think there's only one thing that I applied for that I didn't get in. But within that program, everything I've applied for, I've gotten in. I'm in the Discord, which is like 7,000 people. And there's like 61 billion, I think, on YouTube. So all of the stuff that you throw at me, okay, whatever. I'm still surviving. Hey, Tiger Woman. You know, and I don't know how the new, rolling out like new stuff on the channel is going to go or not, but we'll see what happens. So, yeah. Whether or not YouTube does anything, whether or not I can prosecute, whether or not I can file any kind of restraining order or anything like that, no matter what, you will never take my power from me. That's mine. You can't have it. I do not give you permission. And anyone out there who is in this situation, if you are being bullied, harassed, stalked, if someone is taking your words and twisting them back on you and gaslighting you and trying to tell you that, oh, you're making too much out of this. Oh, it's not that bad. Oh, I didn't do that. Oh, I didn't stalk you. Oh, I didn't do this. You just tell them they can't have your power. It's your power. Not theirs. It's yours. And you do whatever you need to do to stay safe, and you do whatever you need to do to get out of the situation, and you do whatever you need to do to make sure that you get the respect and the courtesy and all the good things that you deserve, because you do deserve it. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you're less than, because you're not. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you are a person of color, if you are LGBT plus, if you are poor, if you are disabled, if you are older. I don't care. Don't let anybody put you in a little hole and say that you can't do this because of this, or you're less than because of this. Don't listen to them. You be you. You do what you need to do. And you know that You're worth it. You have value and you have power, and you never let anybody take your power from you. Because as soon as you feel powerless, that's when they got you. So no, Rissy Roar, you can't have my power. It's mine. You can't have it. And you can clip this if you want, and you can put all the stupid little text messages you want on there and call me insane and call me whatever names you want. But you know what? It has no power over me. You have no power over me. This is my channel. And I will do whatever I need to do to stay safe and to make sure that this channel continues. So I think on that happy note, because it is almost 6:00 and Instacart's supposed to come between 5 and 8, so they should soon start shopping. And I need to feed cats and stuff too. So I think I'm going to end it there, everyone. And Catitude, I will look at that, the poll thing, and we'll see about getting Donald a new name. And I will talk to Kayla a little bit about what else we can do. And maybe we'll start, maybe we'll start reading the book. I'm thinking maybe it is, let me see here. I think maybe it looks like there's about 20 pages a chapter. So maybe what we'll do is I will read a chapter. Well, there's, of course, there's the preface and the introduction. Because the first chapter is pets and family violence. So maybe what we'll do is read the preface and the introduction's only, wait, the introduction's 2 pages. Okay. So we'll read the preface, the introduction, and the first chapter. And I'm not sure, like, well, yeah, I guess maybe, let me see, maybe we'll just see how this goes. Cause I think maybe like the first hour, just reading the book, and then the second hour we can do like a discussion, and we'll see. And if nobody shows up, I'll just read the book. I'll just be like, just give me some time to read a book. And then if people want to use it as a podcast, they can use it as a podcast. And also people who are vision impaired, that might also be something to help them, because I think it's an important enough book that I would like as many people to hear it as possible. And then Catitude, maybe the next one we'll see how Not Without My Pet goes. And if people seem to like it, then people can either suggest books, or I can just get the Raven book, and we can do the Raven book and talk about that. Maybe Shelley would even come on here. I don't know if Shelley wants to be, because I know there's been a lot of drama and stuff. And see, that also puts people off, because, they don't want to be, which is a shame. I mean, I don't take offense to it. I understand, but when somebody's, and this happens with people that are involved with domestic violence and these other situations. It's like the victim gets re-victimized and stigmatized through no fault of their own. I mean, it's not their fault. No one wants to deal with drama. I need a t-shirt. Let's make a t-shirt. Merch. Catitude. I'm going to designate you secretary for these ideas. I like that. No one wants to deal with drama. I like that. I'm actually gonna write that down. Let me see. Do I have a piece of paper here or something? Yes, I do. I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down, Tiger Woman. I'm gonna even have you quote it. Well, yeah, she's done a dual live with Adam, but Adam doesn't have. I mean, he doesn't have to deal with drama either. He hasn't had the same kind of crap that we've had over here. No one wants to deal with drama. Can you see the paw coming up? She's grabbing the pen. What are you doing, you little stinky? You be so stinky sometimes. You little stinky girls. You're such a little stinky girl. You're such a little stinky girl. Oh, I have to Catitude. I have to show you. So well, everyone else can see it too, of course. It's not just because Catitude's not the only person. Yeah, that would make an awesome shirt logo. Yeah, that would. Pen equals new toy. Yeah. Let me see if I can find this one. Wait, that's not the one. Is this the one? No, that's not the one. Did you take my new thing here, Maleficent? Huh? Did you? Is this it? Is this it? Wait, is this the one? I think this is it. Why is it not marked? Look at those eyes. Look, they look green. How come your eyes look green and then they look? And you have to have one that says "ooh, people." Yeah, we can. Yeah, see, that's another. See, that's another part of this is like with the memberships. I'm trying to figure out. I think if I do memberships, does Mr. Boo still? Yeah, I saw them the other day. I didn't have my. I mean, this just kind of happened. I was walking into the kitchen. They came running by me. He was running and she was chasing him. They play with each other. They do. They play. They like each other. But I think with the memberships, what I'm thinking about doing with them is I know there's some other content creators that what they do is they have like when they do members lives, but then like they'll also do a they'll when they put a video out, it'll be like members get to see it first and then they'll put it out to everybody else. I might do that because I understand. Look, I know what it's like not to have money. I understand how embarrassing it can feel, how you can feel kind of slighted because it's like, I really want to see that video, but I can't because I don't have the $5 a month or whatever to give for the membership. And I think I don't want my channel to, I mean, I don't want people to be excluded just because they're in a good financial position. So I'm trying to do something where the members get some fun things, but it's not something that is going to make people feel like, well, gee, I'm left out because I really wanted to see that video and I can't because Wanda has it up for members only. So I think, yeah, if you start the member, I have to see Catitude. I don't even know. I mean, honestly, I'm so over my head with this whole YouTube shit. I mean, it's been, take aside all of the other crap, all the harassment and everything that I've had to deal with. Just trying to learn YouTube is really hard because there's editing, there's all the editing apps. I basically everything I do is on my phone. I don't have a really good computer. I don't have an expensive camera. I don't have money for a really good microphone. I really don't have for anything at this point. So I'm working with very, very little. Yeah, I'm working with very, very minimal technology. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's why whenever I feel like whenever I start to get down on myself, I'm like, but I've accomplished a lot with the little bit that I have, because I don't have someone doing editing for me. I don't have someone doing producing for me. Um, I don't have an expensive camera. I don't even have an expensive phone. I mean, I have like a mid-range phone from T-Mobile. I mean, it's a Samsung and it does what I need it to do, but I don't have like a really nice iPhone or anything like that. I do have a ring light. I don't have a microphone. Um, I've gotten some ideas of. That's one thing with the Discord. Like, you can ask people, what did you do? What do you use? Is there like a low cost? Is there a good camera that's like maybe $100 or something that I could possibly swing that some month? Um, and that's one of the perks of being in the Discord, because people can like tell you, because like there's a microphone that a lot of the YouTubers use that's like $40, that is as good as some of the $100 microphones, so stuff like that. Is there anything at low cost these? Right, right. Come on, coming up. Come on, Stinky. You want to reveal what we got? Come on up. I got to show this to Catitude. Well, everybody else, but Catitude, because Catitude's really going to appreciate this. So, no, no, we're not playing right now. No, let Mama have it. Ouch, Maleficent. This is going to be fun. Okay, so I got I got this on Amazon. It was one of those, they like show you like deal like 50% off or whatever. No, it's just like I know Catitude will really appreciate this. I'm sure other people will too. Will you just hang on a minute? Okay, here. Since you're not going to let me do this until here, here, just hang on. Let me hook it, because I don't want you to swallow it or anything. Here, you go play with that. Okay. All right. Well, she's playing with. Okay, so Amazon has these. They get these little deals, that comes across for you. Something, this is like something that you looked at. You might like this kind of thing. So this came across. Can you see that without the glare? See the glare. I don't know. Can I cut the glare? See, yeah, we can cut the glare here. I don't know if that helps. Let me see if I can cut the glare. Hold it up there a little bit. There you go. So this was like $5 off of Amazon. It does have a chain, which Maleficent's currently playing with, but they have some really cool little pendants. So I got that one, and then let's see, where's another one at? Are you done playing with that already? Huh? And then I saw this one, and I had to get this one. Wait, will you? Ouch. No, no, no. And then I got this one. You see, out now on the computer. It is a raven, which we can also use as a crow, and it is stainless steel. It's very well made. I really like this one. I think this was like $6, and I thought, what do you want that? You want that? Huh? Is that yours? Is that your toy? Is it? Is it yours? Is it your toy? It would look pretty on you. Is it your toy? You're so sweet. So They have a whole bunch. They have some other really cool black cat ones, but that one is, this one I thought was really. This one I thought was really pretty. What are you doing? Hmm? And don't knock it down because it's glass. It might. I don't know if it'll break, but it might um, chip or something. You can play with this one. This one's stainless steel. You won't hurt that. You want to play with that? You want to play with the Raven? You want to play with the Raven? Who is that? Is that Diavow? Is that your friend Diavow? Is it? Yeah. This one's really. I'll put this one on just so you can see. It's really. It's really nice. I mean, you can. I'll pull this down here a little bit so you can see it. It lays really nice and flat. It has the back's hollowed out, so it lays really nice and flat. I really like it. It's really pretty. I've already worn this a couple of times. Yeah, we wore this a couple of times, didn't we? Yeah. Yes, we did. She says, I play with it too, Mama, every time. She says, uh-oh, you okay? What happened? You're getting too excited. Uh-oh. 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 You okay, baby? Uh-oh. You okay? You get too excited. She says, I got a little choky there. You like that? It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty. Okay, so I think we'll end it there then. I had to show you that Catitude and everyone else, but Catitude's another black cat person. Ooh. Here, you want to go play with it? Here, you can play with it. You won't hurt that stainless steel. That won't. Yes, she likes that one. Let me get this one here. Here, you can go play with this. You can go play with that. Let me have this. It does come with the this one does come with a chain too. Actually, it comes with two. Ow, Maleficent. It comes with that one, and it comes with this is just kind of like a cord. It comes with two. It comes with a cord. I just let her play with that. You like your cord? Okay. I let her play with that one. She likes to play with the cord. But yeah, I just like this. And they are really nice too. I mean, they're ouch. I thought I was done with this with kittens being attacked. Finally, all the scratches and everything on my legs and everything healed up. What do you think? What do you think? Okay, so I think we will definitely end it there now because it's 3 hours. Um, I think we've got plenty of material here for Rissy to play with and make nasty videos about me with. So, because I try to help her out a little bit because apparently she's runs out of ideas for content, and I seem to be an inspiration to her. So we'll just let it go at that. Let me just check and see. I think anything's no, they're not shopping yet. Okay, so I will. She's got all three. She's got all three necklaces on the floor now. And her toy and her wand toy with the worm. Everything's on the floor there. I don't know where her springs are. No. Okay, everyone. I'm going to end it here, and thanks everyone for joining. And yeah, just look for some changes in the channel. Yes, she does. She rules the house. That's for sure. She's a little terror. Now, what are you doing? Now you're chasing your tail? What are you doing now? Don't Don't chew the cord. That's a no-no. Yeah. No chewing the computer cord. That's not good. Yep, here comes Masu. Hi, Masu. Poor Masu. Are you going to grow your hair back now, bud? Hopefully you won't be stressing out so much. Oh, he's a good boy. He gets right by. Okay, so yeah. Keep a watch for the I can't. She's like on her back. I can't explain this. She's laying on the floor, she's on her back, and she's like swimming. Like pushing herself along the floor on her back. Oh my Lord, Maleficent. Oh, she's something else. Okay, well, I'm going to end it there, and we'll be. Hopefully, my computer won't fall here. Um, she's she's getting wound. I'm going to have to go. Uh, the table, I don't know. The table's rocking. She's now holding on to the leg of the table and shaking the table. She's like she's chasing her tail. So she's kind of wrapped around the leg of the table and chasing her tail around. Now she's chewing the cord. So let me see if this is let me see if they're starting to show up. Not yet. Okay. Okay. So if I can finish the thought here, Maleficent. Yeah, we'll just look for some changes in the channel, and hopefully I can start doing some more lives. And now that things are a little bit calmer, and we'll just play it by ear and see what people like and go from there. But and once like I said, I have a couple of things going on that I really don't want to talk about right now. I mean, I'd like to talk about it. It's not that I shouldn't say I don't want to. I'd like to, but I'm afraid to because I just don't want those organizations being harassed. So I'm just going to keep quiet about it, and we'll slowly roll things out and see where everything goes. But yeah, there's some interesting possibilities happening behind the scenes, and Kayla and I are just going to be looking into some different things. So thanks everyone for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the kitten chaos. Maleficent, please don't chew the cord. Maleficent. Okay, I'm gonna have to go. She's gonna pull this laptop down in a couple of seconds. I'm holding on to it with one hand, trying to. No. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye for meow.